Greetings everybody, I'm Lobo. Welcome to episode 38 of my Minecraft survival series. As I was walking along our newly constructed dock here, I got to thinking, I really like how we handled the change in elevation here. Like with this rocky cliff face, this rocky, mossy, leafy cliff face, instead of having the hill that was originally there. I do like that, you know? And I was thinking we could maybe do that in some more areas of our city. Instead of having like this gradual hill going up there, it's kind of boring. What we can do is we can add some rocky cliff faces. And I think that would kind of, break this up a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting looking. And also it might help us save some space so we can build some more stuff in here. Now, that's just an idea. When I'm not recording, sometimes I come around here and just walk around and try to think of ideas like, roads, because as you can see, we don't have any. So I was thinking about some road designs. I kind of laid some out here to try to figure out, what we want to go with. So there's like this ruined road right here. There's this right here with the acacia border. There's, the half slab road, which don't have to worry about anything spawning on, which would be nice. There's, whatever that is. There's this right here, which is the pathways that we're going to be using over in our farming district, which I really like. I do enjoy this particular design, but I think we might reserve that for the outskirts of the city and not the main area of the city. I think we need something a little bit more polished. So, we have other half slab designs, and then we have this, which is the road design I think we're going to go with, because I actually do kind of like this. I like I don't know what it is about it. I like the coloring to it, I guess. So I think that's the road design that we're going to go for. And, before I leave, let me show you this. We can hide lighting in here too, which is pretty cool because that means we won't have to worry about stuff spawning, on the road and chasing our villagers down the street. Just keep it well lit. Anyway, roads aren't what we're doing today. That's not what we're doing today. What we're doing today right now is this right here. We're doing the interior and the grounds of the Timberland tree farm, and that's the name I've decided on, Timberland. So first things first, we need to get floor in here, and I'm thinking we go for like kind of an industrial feel since I want this to be reminiscent of a sawmill or a lumber mill. So let me go ahead and get this floor in place, and we'll figure it out from there. Okay, so we have our main floor in place now, our first floor. We have to go up more levels though, because there's also going to be a second floor right about here where this doorway is. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get up there, and we have such a narrow corridor here. We want to add some stairs, but, well, not like that, not Escher's stairway. This is not Escher's lumber mill. But no, we want to have some stairs leading up here, and it's going to be a very narrow corridor because we have to have a wall on the other side, so it's going to be one wide going up. But, that's kind of what we have to do in order to get the layout of this place down, because everything is going to be so cramped because we're working around redstone. And silly me, I wanted the walls to kind of hug the redstone so the building wasn't too big. But, I didn't think about how we're going to actually do the interior once those walls were up. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll make it work, though. We'll make it work. Okay, so I've done some laying out of stuff. Tried to make a little floor plan in here. And, it's going to be a little cramped if I go with my original thought process, which was to have like a storage system for our logs. This is all the space that we'll have to work with, which is not going to work. So we might just have to go ahead and get rid of those and forget about sorting the wood. I mean, there's no real reason to anyway, because we're just going to have 4 types of logs, spruce, oak, birch, and eventually jungle. So we don't really need to sort them. We can just have them fall into place. So we might just go ahead and forget about the sorting system. We'll move our chest back here. Give ourselves a little bit of elbow room. And if that's our hopper line, which runs behind our yellow and black caution thing, our chest will go out 1, 2, and then we can put our wall right about here. And I think that's going to work out much, much better. So if we have our 2 sideways double chests side by side, then we'll space it out, then 2 more sideways double chests side by side, and we'll stack them probably 3 high each maybe. But yeah, that's going to give us our room layout with this right here. So this is basically what the room's going to look like. This is the shape of the actual room itself. I could probably kind of even this out a little bit by putting that right there. So that we have equal logs on both sides of the doors. But yeah, I mean, storage was the main concern of this particular room. So I just made some trap chests because we're going to have to alternate. Hello. Yeah, you're not supposed to be in there. Guys, you might want to stay away from this area while I'm working over here. It's not safe. Oh man, construction zones, they're hazardous areas. But anyway, like I was saying, we're going to have to alternate between our regular chests, which we have stacked up here now, and our trap chests, which we can put in just like this. And what we're going to do is just run our hoppers behind them so that way they fill in each of the chests in no particular order. Well, I mean, they're just going to fill up with the logs as they come in. So no particular sorting of the logs is what I mean. But yeah, we also had to figure out what we're going to do with the roof because as you can see, we have this redstone right here, which we're gonna have to go under. And you know, that's fine. We can have a 2.5 tall roof. I have no issues with that. The problem comes when we're moving over towards our chest area and our window area. I guess what we could do, we could try just bringing it up a little bit right here. You know what? I think that could work. Yeah. Okay. So nothing really to worry about there. That could work. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this roof in place. And, okay. So yeah, we got our hoppers all hooked up now. Basically, they're all coming out of that original hopper line and going across here and down. So they have the preference to flow downward even if they're facing across. So they're actually going to fill in all these until the hopper, you know, starts pushing them the other way. And I've gone ahead and moved the contents of our original chests into these chests right here. So this is all the wood that we have from the original couple AFK sessions we did here. So we're going to have to AFK a lot more if we want to fill up the rest of these chests because this farm is kind of slow. So if we're going to do this, I think we might want to go ahead and move the ceiling back just a little bit more as well. So yeah. Okay. Well, how do I get out of here? I mean, Sawyer the 6 is down there waiting, so I can't go down and I can't go up. You know what? Don't shoot me, Sawyer the 5th. Okay. We might just have to cross in front of him a couple times and hope he doesn't shoot. Okay. Yeah, you know what? The ceiling's fine. I'm thinking the ceiling's fine. I don't want to go back there anymore. Now, moving on to the walls, I think we're going to keep this fairly simple. So we're going to do a stone brick border along the bottom here. We'll throw some cracked in there for effect. We'll take out our spruce stairs. We'll do that and that. And we'll do it on this side as well. And this is basically going to be how we handle all the walls down here. So we're not going super in-depth style-wise. Like I said, this is supposed to be more industrial feeling. It's supposed to feel like a lumber mill. So we'll add cool stuff in here to give it that kind of feel. But as far as like walls and stuff like that, I'm not super concerned about that aspect of this particular build. So I've gone ahead and just dressed this area up a little bit. This right here, this is our warehouse, and it's a little small as far as warehouses go, but it should get the job done. I mean, we even have like little work tables that we can click up and down. So that will come in handy. We also have a crafting table here in the middle. So let's say if we want to get some, let's say we want some oak planks, right? If we want some oak planks, we'll grab out our spruce wood right here. We'll put it in there and we'll craft, oh no, that's spruce planks. That's why I have these chests on the side in case I craft something I didn't want. So we'll put these in here for later and then we'll get what we actually need. And you know, I expect to use these things because I mess up my crafting quite a bit. So those will come in handy. So that's it for this room. I do want to make sure I got some spruce planks in my inventory though, because that is actually what I wanted to craft. And the reason why I want that is so we can build up these walls right here, because I don't actually want us to be able to see any redstone as we're walking through here. Like obviously we're going to see some components. I mean, that can't be helped, but for the most part, I don't want to see like, you know, all this. I don't want to see the redstone unless we're actually going into our farm to farm or we're doing maintenance on our farm. So we're going to go ahead and block pretty much everything off that you can see just on a casual stroll through this place. So I've gone upstairs and kind of finished off this area. Well, semi-finished it off. I didn't do it on camera because let's face it, this is not pretty. You know, it's just meant to serve a purpose. It's to represent our unloading station where we bring materials into the facility to be processed. We don't want to bring any villagers in here though. We don't want there to be a whole lot to see. We want to discourage these guys right here from venturing anywhere in this facility that's not, you know, this room right here. You know, I mean, if they come up this way, they're pretty much locked out of our actual tree farm unless they learn how to flip switches, because that's really all there is to do in here. And if they come up this way, they're pretty much going to hit a dead end unless they learn how to climb a ladder. And the ladder is going to lead to the functional, well, not really functional because the functional part is actually the redstone that's behind this wall, but that's going to lead to the facade of the functional area of this lumber mill, quote unquote. So I need to go ahead and get a floor in here. This is where we can actually start to have some fun because we got some room to work with now. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get a floor in. And oh yeah, as far as maintenance goes, we don't want to cut off our maintenance area. So we got this like little ladder that continues to go up to our catwalk area. And from this catwalk is where we can actually drop down and do maintenance to our farm if it actually needs maintenance. So yeah, that's also going to lead us to our upstairs balcony, our top floor balcony, where we can enjoy the view. We might do something out here, but I don't know yet. I haven't really decided. You know, we'll do something if it makes sense to do something. Other than that, we want to have this right here, this area that we built on, this little addition, be our unloading area. So we'll take logs in from the other side, and we'll kind of put them through the whole system. And basically, imported logs come in here. They're going to get debarked. They're going to get cut down. They're going to eventually get converted into planks and taken over there for unloading or shipping off. That's the idea anyway. But before we work on all that stuff, I need to get floors in place. I need to kind of think about how I want to put everything in here. So I'm going to handle that, and I'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes. And we have a floor. And I got some stuff kind of planned out like how I want it. Unfortunately, compromises are going to have to be made because you see, we kind of run out of room a little bit. Again, the downfalls of me not planning these builds ahead of time. There's a zombie in here somewhere. That's concerning. We don't want anything spawning within our city. I mean, not just because they're a threat to me, but because zombies especially are a threat to our villagers. And that's why I've been doing my best to try to keep everything spawn proof. I don't know that I've made any new spawnable surfaces over the course of this build. Like, I've been trying to keep stuff lit since we had that one incident earlier. But he sounds like he's coming from in here somewhere. But I just don't know where he could possibly be. This is definitely concerning. Like, this should all be half slab and red. There he is. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and take him out, then we'll figure out how he got up there. Just go away. All right, so yeah, we need to figure out where he actually came from because we don't want anything spawning anywhere in this city. So mobs cannot spawn on redstone or redstone components, correct? And they can't spawn on half slabs, and I think those are the only surfaces that I've given them. Well, I guess maybe right there. But I mean, that should be covered by these light sources, and that's half slab, so I don't know. And we can't ask him now because he's dead. Anyway, as I was saying, we want to have a process which is going to start right here with these freshly cut logs behind this gate. And the gate's actually going to be coming down. Like, the only reason it's a full gate right now is because I didn't want any villagers to come in here and then get lost in the redstone. So now that we're going to have this whole area sealed off, I think we're going to actually open that gate up and just maybe like have the top set of bars showing. But what's going to happen is our freshly cut logs are going to be brought inside here. They're going to be loaded up into this machine that we're making right now, which is not really a machine. It's just going to kind of represent a machine. So let me go ahead and get these in here. We kind of simulate that. Like, we go ahead and maybe add some logs in here. So let me go ahead and grab those out so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So put those in here like that. So that's where our logs will get loaded into. And let's go ahead and do the top as well, just so it doesn't look as much a part of the wall. It looks like something that's recessed into the wall. So let's do this, this, and this. And okay. So our freshly cut logs are going to get picked up out of here. They're going to get put into the debarker / elevator, which is going to bring them upstairs to continue along with the process. So it'd be nice to actually use redstone to bring them up, but as you can see, we don't really have room to do that here. So anyway, our logs are going to come in. They're going to probably come out right about here. And we'll go ahead and kind of simulate this as well. I don't know if this is what it's going to look like. It probably won't. I don't know how these machines look in real life. I mean, probably not like this and not like this, and they probably aren't also elevators, but you got to use your imagination here. So what's going to happen is our strip logs are going to come out of the debarker / elevator that, is a machine that we've invented. So let's go ahead and put some temporary actual birch logs in here. We'll replace them later on. So you hear that? Don't get too comfortable. You hear me? All right, so once that happens, they're going to come out this area. They're going to get sawed up. We're probably going to add a saw blade in here somewhere, and they'll go to another machine where they'll get treated and, whatever they do before logs are ready to go. And this is where they will come when they are actually ready to go and be packaged and be sold. I mean, that's the idea anyway. How it actually turns out, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So right now, I just want to kind of get a generalized idea of how everything's going to go in here, like the various machinery parts. So this is going to be our saw. And we can probably put it up. No. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. We need to lower it. I want these to be legs, like it's kind of on a stand that's supporting the machine that's holding the saw. So what we can do is we can add some, if we have some stone slabs, some regular stone slabs, we can go ahead and put those on top here and kind of make it look like the saw blade is sticking out of this machine. Right now I'm just kind of getting a general idea as I was saying. And the thing is, this is actually more complicated than I expected it to be because we don't have a whole lot of room to play with here. I'll put some slabs in under that just so it looks like it's the actual floor. But yeah, this is why sometimes I do my interiors first, is because, you know, I'm not good being constrained. I like to just kind of build what I want to build when I want to build it, and not have any boundaries holding me back. But yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and put on some music. We'll try to figure out the rest of this. So I kind of diverged from the plan a little bit there because I ran out of stuff to do inside, to be honest with you. And instead of having a super short time lapse, I thought we'd go ahead and work on some other stuff. So we got the grounds in here covered. We got some foliage down here. We got our little pathways, you know, in place, and they're all non-spawnable areas. Like, this whole thing should be non-spawnable between the leaves and the slabs. And that's to keep our villagers over here safe. But yeah, you know, I kind of diverged a little bit because I wanted to touch on some stuff we discussed earlier in the video, like the roadway right here, which we've lined with wooden fences to kind of keep traffic flowing in an optimal direction. And by that, I mean, I want our villagers to stay on the road and in the houses and not go venturing off into the wilderness on a sightseeing tour. So yeah, I just wanted to get this kind of laid out and see how it looks inside our city, and I think it looks pretty cool. But let's go on inside and see what we did in here. And you guys have actually already seen this, so let's go elsewhere. We'll go up here to our actual tree farm, which has not changed. I did not do anything to this because there's honestly not much we can do aside from get our secret passageway in, which I completely forgot about until just now. Okay. Well, anyway, we couldn't really do much to this area since this is the active part of the farm. This needs to be the way it is, and there's not really a whole lot we can do to change that. What I did do, however, is add a little section off here. So when Lobo's over here AFKing, you know, and my legs get tired, I can come over here and rest my weary bones on this chair and stare at this painting and try to figure out what exactly it is. If I get tired of that, there's also the view out here where I can kind of hang out with Sawyer. Hey, Sawyer. And we could just be pals, you know, working together. And I need to cut that dispenser off because that's going to drive me insane if I let it run. So yeah, and we'll just move on this way. And in here, not much has changed, but I did open this up because there's no reason to keep it closed now. Because villagers, if they do come in here, the only way they can go is up here and outside, unless they want to learn how to climb a ladder. And out here we have our logs that are ready to be processed. So yeah, basically logs will come up here, get unloaded here, and go into the facility to be made into planks. And yeah, this is actually our debarker machine, which we discussed earlier, and the shavings and stuff will actually get put right here. This is like our little pile of sawdust, and we actually have chip bins over here which have wood chips in them. I mean, it says button, but don't be fooled, those are totally wood chips from the whole manufacturing process of our planks. So yeah, the original plan was to put more and more bundles of logs back there, but instead of doing that, I thought this would be a nice little touch. So moving on upstairs, you can kind of see what we did up there, and you know, our shaved logs will come out of here. I mean, I know it looks like there's still bark on it. That's actually an optical illusion. You're just imagining that. These are totally shaved birch logs. So yeah, they'll go in here, they'll get cut down into planks or slabs or whatever, and go on for further processing. There's a little work table up here. I mean, nothing special, but you know, I actually really like the way that this turned out. Mostly because it's so completely unnecessary for this build. It's such a superfluous detail to work all this into an already functioning tree farm, have a fake tree farm on top of that. But I don't know, I kind of like it. And you know, finally our logs will come out through here and get packaged and whatnot. And you know, I was originally going to do something over here as well, but the thing is, I kind of don't have the room to do it. Because a lot of stuff has to be moved in order for me to actually do that. Like we have 6 chests full of mountain right there, basically. We got this, which is full of saplings and apples. It was full of leaves until we used literally all of them, all our remaining leaves, doing this right here. And, you know, I kind of wanted to experiment with the cliff face that we talked about earlier. And I figured this right here would be a good spot to kind of do that experimentation, since our dark oak farm is going to be in this general area where it'll either cover it up or we can just tear it down. So dark oak, that is the next farm I want to work on. Dark oak and acacia. We need those types of trees. And I think what I want to do, instead of having the process automated, we need leaves. So I think we're going to keep that a manual process. So that's going to be fairly simple. As far as processes go, whatever zany build I decide to do to house it, that's another story. Speaking of stuff we need, another thing we need is cyan dye. So we're going to actually need more green dye. So we're going to have to do something with our little miniature cactus farm over there. We're going to have to improve that a lot. There's actually a lot of stuff that we are going to be needing that we don't have in the abundance we actually need it in. So I've gone ahead and made myself a little reminder, and I'll show it to you guys as well. So leaves, we've discussed those. There's vines as well. We're going to need more of those. Cracked brick. Yeah, we need a super smelter. We really do, because right now we have individual furnaces where we can craft 64 cracked bricks at a time. Not enough. Dark oak, we've discussed that. There's be a lot of, you know, that stuff going on. Sand, more storage. That is the key one right there, because we have chests all over the place. But yeah, that's it for this project. That's it for Timberland. So let me go ahead and put my sign up. We can go ahead and name this thing and call it a day. So there you go. Timberland Tree Farm established July of 2018. We're all done. Except for our secret entrance, which I keep forgetting about. Oh man, this thing is going to be such a secret because I'm going to completely forget it even exists. Yeah, let me handle that and then we'll wrap this thing up. All right, so let me go ahead and show you what I've got so far. Down our hallway, we have our control room and we have our door. This is the key thing right here. So basically, we want to make this light up. We want this redstone line to light up. And how we're going to do that is by using the combination lock with these switches right here. So you see, switching them all on won't get you anywhere. The door will not open unless you put in the proper combination, which I believe is, we'll flip this one and this one. And yeah, that opens the door. So yeah, that's how we're going to actually get in there. And let's go ahead and finish this off. We're using the same dated kind of color palette that we used downstairs for our actual science lab, just because I wanted that kind of 80s vibe to it. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you how all this works. So what we have here, we have our torch that gives off the signal. We want it to pass through all these blocks. And I'm getting shot at, of course, because why not? Listen, I'm trying to explain science over here, Mr. Skeleton. Oh, you're hiding, aren't you? You're a sneaky one. He's really sneaky, actually. All right, well, I guess that's... Oh, you are so sneaky. Oh, he's plotting. Look at him. All right, I don't want to play anymore. Game over. Just kidding. Your friend, yeah, I don't trust him either. I don't want to play his game either. All right, anyway, as I was saying, we want to bring this redstone signal all the way through these blocks. So you see, these actually do nothing because there's no pistons behind them. Those are just dummy switches to kind of confuse our villagers that might come down here and try to figure out how to solve this puzzle. I mean, as if it wasn't hard enough on its own. There's like literally multiple combinations. So good luck trying to solve this in less than 3 tries. It's not going to happen. So this should just about do it for our secret hallway that leads to our secret passage, that leads to our secret door and down into our secret science facility. We have this control panel here, which looks so much more complicated than it actually is. In reality, it's just those 2 switches right there. They open the door and we can go down and do whatever we need to down there. We could always flip a 3rd one and, make it look more complicated, I guess. But yeah, I'm liking this, and that is all the time I have for today. Actually, I need to make some time because I need to go up to our tree farm and try it out to make sure it's still working after all the stuff that we put it through today, all the building we've done around it. So I'm going to handle that after we say our goodbyes. So if you guys have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to hit that little thumbs up button. That would mean so much to me. And if you want to see more, please remember to subscribe. As always, though, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I am Lobo, and I will see you guys later.